Good afternoon, and thank you for your presence here. It's a pleasure to give that talk. We're also, just like my predecessor, this is about chemicals from biomass. Now you've heard all about it. There's a huge amount of biomass. And also we set out to make those chemicals actually, I mean, you got to be competitive at the end of the day. Actually cheaper than, less expensive than the petrochemical industry is doing at this time. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, we also address mostly agricultural residues, straw, stover, and we use as a very important first step, I mean, a lot of people are doing this, are trying this actually, mild and non-destructive conditions so we don't really destroy anything that we want, because that's the problem today. In the other cases, you destroy the most valuable products and you're basically left with too little value at the end of the day. And the second part of our technology really is high integration. That means we're doing subsequent chemical steps. You know, what's done today in just a step, then it's put on a truck, shipped elsewhere, and converted again. We have combined and commercialized actually a process that includes, that integrates 5 chemical steps in just one reactor setting. And we're working on another one at the moment that's doing that with 10 chemical steps. The markets are huge. I mean, I don't have to, you know, you mentioned it just before. I mean, they're exceeding even the 500 billion we are addressing currently. So it's just to mention a few that we're addressing today. It's PEF, where we make furan-dicarboxylic acid. There's xylitol, there's paper, there's rayon. There are lignin-based resins, green PU foam, carbon fibers, polyamides. And we have 3 principal technologies. I've been personally involved in redox biocatalysis for about 20 years now. This is my second company. The first one I sold, I invested the profits from that into this venture because I thought the application was going to be much larger than I then did. And in fact, you know, we just commercialized our first process recently. And the second, where we are integrating, is also biomass fractionation, so it's very important to have clean products. And the third one, we have this joint venture with another company, Micronova, where we are making, are developing a process to make furan-dicarboxylic acid for a replacement of PET by PEF. Initially, you have to fractionate the biomass into very clean streams. If you don't do that, forget it. You've lost it. So we have 99.5% pure xylane. Also in the lignin, we have less than 1% sugar. And the cellulose is equally pure. Now, and from now on, you can integrate that with the downstream and go however far you want to go. So again, the markets here in a sort of short picture. It goes much beyond that. The applications are bigger than that. So basically, it's about a replacement of the petrochemical industry. And by the way, we aim currently at making that at half the cost of the petrochemical industry, just to give you a benchmark. Conventional biomass fractionation has all been about, you know, for 70 years, 80 years, almost no innovation. So you use part of what you really chop down as trees in forms of fuel. You just burn it for energy purposes, and you get the cellulose. Now, we get all the main products and also some other products, and we do that by first getting out the lignin very cleanly, and then really fractionating the 2 other products. And if you don't isolate intermediate, that reduces cost by 70%. Yeah, so we go directly. And also do not do live fermentation, but we just get the enzyme, so we reduce the biomass by a factor of 1,000. That makes it very cheap. We have developed a process where we directly get the xylitol from straw. For example, the current process that's done by Lenzing and DuPont, they get 25% yield, we get 95% yield. They have to really have cumbersome purification, going with their process, ship it from Austria to Finland to make the final product. We do that all in one reactor at 99.5. You got a choice between 99.5 and 99.9% purity in xylitol. That's our fractionation pilot plant in Finland that we currently use. We also use one in Germany now. And the value, I want to point that out, you know, if you On the other two on the right side, so anybody doing just fermentation from sugars, that's what you get. You get a value of 200 euros per ton of biomass. In the middle, that's the Lenzing case, which is a little more. You know, it's pretty good already, but not good enough. We're actually approaching 2,000 euros per ton of biomass in terms of revenue at this time, because we're getting other products out of biomass. There's proteins in there, silicates in there, and so forth, and that you can actually, you know, add on to the value chain. And then just some lignin applications. There's resins, there's PU foams for impact resistance materials. There's phenol replacement, formaldehyde replacement in these resins. And yeah, the foams. And then there's our PEF joint venture, which we have with another company. Thank you.